What's up, y'all? This is Mars. Welcome to the countdown for Halloween. It's day 2. Netflix is full of great original series and a lot of neat Asian action right now. But one place they've been lacking is horror. So when I started to put my notes together for this project this year, I generally like to hit Netflix a little bit because it's easy and it's there's inevitably something there that I haven't seen that piqued my interest. And one thing that piqued my interest is today's film, which is called Most Likely to Die. We're going to talk about that, unfortunately, but I'm going to take a nap for right now. So until then, see you on the other side.
Listen to them, children of the night. What music they make. Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but 2 things right now. Jack and shit. And Jack left town. I say you'll flip it. Do what? Flip you. Flip you for real.
Y'all think us folks from the country's real funny like, don't you, Jerry? Hello from you, Ma. I'm Mr. Britt. I've got to give me some education, Jerry. You
ass. Death is a bitch. A stupid bitch.
What's up, y'all? This is Dynamo Mars. Today, I am here to talk about Netflix. And by the way, I had meant to say in the intro, so grab your cap and gown and see you on the other side. But I blew it because I am a fucking failure. My parents don't love me. You people don't love me. Thank goodness Monster Zero doesn't love me. I'm a fucking failure. So, as I was saying before, Netflix, as I was being polite about, but Netflix is kind of the dumping ground for garbage direct-to-streaming service horror. But something about the weird cast of this one really struck me. And though the graphic design of the quote-unquote cover, the thumbnail, I guess you would call it on Netflix, isn't any different than, isn't any better than the average like kind of cut and paste Photoshop chicanery that we get a lot of time, but I don't know, something about this I just struck my fancy, struck my interest, I should say. And then I saw that the cast of Most Likely to Die was Jake Busey and Perez Hilton. There are some other people in it, but that's really all you need to know to kind of get the cut of this is jib. It's directed by Anthony DeBassi, who directed the often mocked but never seen on our show anyway, Last Shift. He also adapted Clive Barker's Dread. Most Likely to Die is the story of a group of high school friends who have had a ludicrous amount of success, actually, in between them. And though some have fallen on hard times, some are in different places, and they gather together the day before their family reunion at a friend's palatial, I don't know what you call it. It's just a really nice beachfront property. I believe they're in Los Angeles, condominium, but giant, maybe mansion. I don't know how houses look on the left coast. I'm afraid to go there. If I ever go, it'll sink into the ocean. The owner of this house is a former hockey player who's recently got cut, and at the beginning of it is showing his kind of aggression, taking it out on some things around him as he sees more news footage of him being cut. Apparently, in this universe, the wheelings and dealings of hockey are very, multiple channel news because this guy can't get away from this news. It isn't long before people at the party begin to be knocked off. And it's kind of a whodunit because you obviously think it's, one of them. And if you're paying attention, you know who it is instantly. And it's kind of boring. There is some very good gore in this. I certainly won't take that away. But what this film lacks entirely is suspense. Maybe it's the overall geography that DiBiase had to work with. Maybe it's the $1 Million Man, Anthony DiBiase. Or maybe it's just, an inability to craft suspenseful scenes, which is surprising because though we've given it a hard time without seeing it, I've heard there's some pretty suspenseful stuff in Last Shift. But a lot of this has the killer chasing his victims in a small area, this house, he either catches them or they get away. The fights aren't very suspenseful, and pretty much unless he pops up directly behind them in mid-swing, the people get away. But somehow or another, he manages to kill everyone. So let's talk about this new horror icon that we might have. He doesn't really have a name, but he's dressed in a paper mache mask. Remember how I used to make masks out of newspaper and make that paste thing in 8th grade art class? And he wears a cap and gown, but this cap has a razor sharp edge that he can cut people with a nice broad swing, or also throw like the cleave, is that what it's called, in Krull. It's a ludicrous concept, no more ludicrous than some of the ones that were going on in the slasher boom. So in a better environment, I was lucky. I would have bought into it, but this just didn't really do too much to endear itself to anybody. The problem, again, this film has lots of problems, not the least of which is the arc of the main female protagonist, whom is a professional poker tour circuit and basically realizes that she has to find her poker face to survive in life, therefore uses it to help overcome this killer's wrath. And it's pretty silly. Not more silly than the mind-bending ending that this film has. I don't really... It rivals some of the strangeness that happened in any of the mid-era Halloween cult franchise stuff. It is really weird and really unnecessary and really bizarre ending. So, to say the least, most likely to die, because get it, it's a superlative. And there's, you know what, I forgot a major plot point in this, but it doesn't really matter, because if you're going to listen to me, I would say give this one a pass. Most likely to die is a trick. Tomorrow, I am going to talk very... tomorrow I'm going to do another film. Fuck it. And tomorrow I'm going to do the Vinegar Syndrome release of... You might know it as Kung Fu Cannibal, but most of us know it as The Amazing Raw Force. So I will be back tomorrow. Until then, happy Halloween!